Medicare cards, Medicare benefits, and Medicare supplement rates. These are the topics for my first video in 2018, and I'm so glad to be back again and so thankful that you're here with me for another year. And as always, if you stay to the end of this video, I will share with you some very important bonus tips. Currently, your Medicare card contains yours or your spouse's Social Security number, which is quite interesting considering we've been told to keep that information private. But one of my clients reminded me that, Medicare started back in the 60s, and at that time, stealing identities wasn't such an epidemic as it is today. Why it's taken so long to get those Social Security numbers off your Medicare card is another story, but it is happening. In fact, that change is coming. Medicare's announced that it is issuing new Medicare cards beginning of April 2018 going through April 2019 with a new and unique identification number to you. And of course, that will help protect your identity when they remove your Social Security number from your Medicare card. But there are some important things to take note of here. One is that Medicare card is going to come to you automatically, so you don't need to contact Medicare to get the new card. You also won't be charged a replacement fee for this Medicare card, so there's no reason to worry about that. There's no fee involved. And also, your Medicare benefits will remain the same. Probably, though, the most important thing to take note of with the transition of getting these new Medicare cards is that Medicare is not going to contact you about replacing your Medicare card. So if someone reaches out to you wanting your personal information in order to get your new Medicare card, and they are maybe even threatening to take away your health benefits if you don't provide them your personal information, at that point, if someone does that to you, hang up on them or delete the email or shut the door in their face, because that is not how Medicare is going to contact you. If Medicare needs to reach out to you and if they want you to communicate back to them, they will actually send you a letter in writing. And on that letter will be a phone number for you to contact them about whatever it is they need to discuss. But also keep in mind that even if you do receive a letter that looks like it comes from Medicare or even Social Security, that you want to double check that phone number on the letter and make sure that it actually does belong to Medicare or Social Security. I'm going to put their phone numbers in this post below. And Medicare has one phone number, so it's really easy. It's always the same. So you just double check. Basically, do your due diligence, because we know that fraud comes in all shapes and sizes, and even a letter can look very authentic. So you want to make sure that if you receive a letter and it has a phone number, you double check and make sure that that phone number actually belongs to the entity of either Medicare or Social Security, depending on who you're receiving the letter from. So let's talk about Medicare benefits. This year, Medicare made some slight changes with Medicare Part A benefits, not necessarily the type of benefits, but benefit amounts that you are responsible for. So Medicare changed the Part A deductible. Remember, Part A is your hospital coverage. It's basically your room and board at the hospital. So the deductible amount went up, and also co-payment amounts went up. And in addition, skilled nursing facility care falls under Part A, and those co-payment amounts also went up this year, as you can see in the chart provided. Now, if you have a Medigap plan, you won't necessarily be impacted by these increases, because most Medigap plans, such as F, G, or N, do cover these deductibles and Part A coinsurance or co-payments for you. However, if you don't have a Medigap plan and you only have original Medicare Part A and Part B, then you are fully responsible for these Part A costs. Now, Part B didn't really take on any changes this year. Remember, Part B is your medical coverage, and you must satisfy a Part B deductible, which is Medicare's deductible, before Medicare will begin paying their portion of cost. Medicare's Part B deductible is still $183, Once you satisfy it, then Medicare will pay generally 80% of your Medicare approved cost. Now, if you have a Medigap plan, such as an F, a G, or an N, then your 20% coinsurance will be covered by that Medigap plan, again, after you've satisfied Medicare's Part B deductible. The coinsurance amount is still generally that 20%. That hasn't changed either since Medicare is still paying the 80% for you. But if you don't have a Medigap plan and you really only have the Medicare Part A and Part B, original Medicare, then you are fully responsible for that 20% coinsurance. And I'm really excited to share with you something that I came across while researching for this video. It's a CMS guide to Medicare benefits for 2018, and it's such a great resource. From time to time, I will get calls from clients asking me about particular benefits with Medicare, and often I have to go on and look online and try to find some information. But this guide is perfect. It has so much information in it specific to many of the benefits that a lot of my clients inquire about. So I wanted to share it with you. I'm excited to have it. I hope you're equally excited to be able to access it. The only downside is that you can't get a hard copy, meaning you can't order a book like, every year you get your Medicare and You handbook. This copy, the CMS Medicare Benefit Guide for 2018, does not come in a book form. You do have to access it online. But I'll put the link in this post. You can access it through the link, and then you can download it to your computer if you want, or save the link as a favorite and bookmark it on your computer so you can easily access it. But I highly recommend that you go ahead and take a look at this. It is a great resource. And always a very popular topic are Medicare Supplement rates. And really what we've noticed over the past 12 months is a very similar trend with all insurance companies. We start off with a nice low premium, and then maybe the first year or two, a stable rate increase, 2, 3, 4%, maybe even skip an inflation-based increase one year and have a 0% adjustment. Even from time to time, we have seen a dip in rates, meaning the insurance company has decreased either a Plan G or a Plan N, which is always quite nice. This will happen for several years, only to be followed up many times with an increase, a little bit of a spike, an 8, 9, 10% or higher. And this is when it gets really uncomfortable and obviously not something we like to see. The point is that this happens with many insurance carriers. It is not out of the ordinary, and we usually are not surprised to see this pattern of behavior when it comes to rate adjustments. So what are we expecting in 2018? Probably more of the same. And to know what exactly the insurance carriers are going to do in the future based on their previous behavior, it's not always easy to see. And so we just look at what they've done in the past and hope that we can figure out what they're doing in the future, but no one can. And so if you have somebody who's telling you exactly what an insurance carrier will do, take it with a grain of salt, because we don't know. Insurance carriers change their behavior quite often. They start following new trends of what other insurance carriers are doing as well. But what we also like to look at are projected age increases, and that is something that you can ask an insurance agent about. Someone like myself is able to get in there and look at projected age increases based on current rates. And that's always a good thing to look at when you are researching Medigap plans. And even if you already have a Medigap plan and you want to get an idea of what the insurance company is planning on doing with your rate in a couple years, ask your agent and see what they say. But what I can tell you is that insurance companies cannot raise rates on a whim. They actually have to file with your state's Department of Insurance if they want to have a rate adjustment. Some of the things that they must provide are previous premium and claim history, as well as anticipated claims in the future. And so the Department of Insurance goes through all of this information, and as you can imagine, this could take a while. And if the Department of Insurance doesn't agree with the information that the insurance company provided, then the Department of Insurance can ask the insurance company to refile their submission for a rate adjustment. And then this, of course, could and probably will result in a lower rate increase. And as an example, if we look here at this chart, we can see that rate increases with some of these companies are usually only one time a year and at various times of the year. Again, this is just based on the fact of when they apply for the rate adjustment with the Department of Insurance and when it is approved. So how does this affect you in 2018? Well, you'll want to pay attention to any notices you receive from your insurance company about potential rate increases. They are required by law to send you a notice 30 days in advance if they are going to increase your rate. And if you want to stay proactive, you receive that notice, then go ahead and reach out to your insurance agent or to an independent agent, someone like myself, who can review that new premium with you and make sure that there aren't any other better options available to you. And my first bonus tip for this video is to access your mymedicare.gov account. And if you haven't set one up, go ahead and do it today because it is a great resource. It's full of helpful information that's specific to you. And for the purposes of this video, I want you to know that your mymedicare.gov account actually has benefit information that applies to you for 2018. And then, of course, will change accordingly each and every year. And my second bonus tip for this video is a reminder that if you have moved or you plan on moving, to change your address with Social Security. That's because Medicare uses the information that you have with Social Security in order to send you your new Medicare card, your Medicare summary notice, and that Medicare premium notice at the end of every year. So it's really important that you stay up to date and notify Social Security if you have moved so that your new Medicare card does not get in the wrong hands. And of course, the easiest way to change your address with Social Security is through your online Social Security account. But if you don't have one, you can also call Social Security and change your address that way as well. And if you have more questions about Medicare or Medicare Supplement insurance, continue watching more of my videos or feel free to reach out. My contact information is in the post below. And as always, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe for future topics. My name's Joanne Quinn, and thank you for being here today. I'll see you next time. Why can't I just say that? I have to start over. Or you, oh wait. Oh, here, let's start that over. Okay, hold on. Information, right? Wait, it's not what I want to say. Medical, clap on.